Here, I just want you to help yourself, go through the bags, take whatever you want and whatever you can use and have a look.
In the oceanside area of Vancouver Island, there is an organization dedicated to supporting the homeless and people in need. Robin Campbell, spokesperson and founder of the nonprofit Manna Homeless Society, explains what inspired him to do whatever he could to help those who are struggling, which started with getting this nonprofit off the ground.
The way Manna got started was I was going into town twice a day and I was seeing people come out of areas that just didn't look right. So I kind of befriended one in particular. I started to find out his problems and I realized that he wasn't a thief or a criminal or an addict. He had a little bit of anger issues, but that would be expected, you know. And he was actually homeless for over 10 years. And I realized, hey, there's people who are being overlooked here and who live in the community and I would like to help them. Then I realized there was more people out there. And we started working out of the back of our car and then we got a van and now we've got 3 vans. And so we're mobile. We have some free buildings to store our stuff in. People find us through Manna, but also through other societies out there that are helping less fortunate people. So they'll let them phone us from there if they don't meet the qualifications for those places. They offer a service that they don't.
Each story about how a person or a family finds themselves on the street or needing support is unique. And often people find it difficult to imagine how or why these situations arise, since it seems so foreign not to have a home or an income. Let's listen to one woman's account of struggles that began as a child, and despite best intentions, she has spent a lifetime on the street.
Hi, I'm homeless. I don't feel good about that, but I guess I've been used to it most all my life. Come from an orphanage, never got adopted, went through several foster homes, ran away. Started living on my own at about 12 years old. I've had to stay at people's houses. I sleep underneath the cars when it's cold out. I've lived at the beach, I've lived in the bush.
Have you ever been attacked or have you ever been robbed?
Oh, I've been everything you can imagine except for a bullet. I've never had a bullet penetrate my body, but I've been raped till left for dead 3 times.
When you go to mental health, social services now, they're not willing to give you assistance of any sort?
I did get welfare a couple of times, but you know, then you can't afford to get your own place, so you always have to rely on living with somebody else. And there's a lot of addictions and stuff out there that I just don't choose to be around, although I've been through it all. If they do give you any help at all, it's basically very belittling.
You mentioned to me earlier the reason why you live on the street is that even though these things have happened to you, that you feel safer. Do I get that right?
Yes, I do feel safer, and I think the reason for feeling safe is because I do have control of my own, you know, taking care of myself. Like, you know, it's easy to hide, you know, and when it's not easy to go and stay at people's houses all the time because it makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
And when you can't get work because you don't have an address, then you know you can't even get welfare if you don't have an address. Right. And then they do give you welfare, then you end up having a room at somebody's house that usually has an alcohol problem. Like I said, you know, there's always, you know, issues that come up, and it's, you know, I don't know, it's hard.
Do you know other ladies on the street in this area with you?
I know at least 6.
6.
At least 6.
Yeah.
Thank God for the soup kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah. When I talked to you before the other day, you befriended me, you shook my hand, you said, thank you, sir. How do you keep that?
That's God.
Yeah.
Because God loves me no matter where I'm at or what I'm doing. He's the reason I'm alive. I live on His faith. Every morning, that's the first thing I do is thank God that I'm alive and ask Him to give me guidance and strength to be a good person and to get through the day.
You know, it's very hard for me to make this video because if you were a dog or a cat, I'd be able to get
shelter.
I'd be able to get food for you. But a dog or a cat has more rights than you.
They get
And
shelter.
I'm sorry that I can't bring you hope. This is the second time we've met up. I appreciate you sharing your story, and let's go out and get some of this food that I've got in the car for you, okay?
Thank you very kindly.
Okay, God
God
bless.
bless you.
God
Now I'm gonna
bless
cry
you.
for your kindness. It's overwhelming.
Why don't you take a bag for yourself and a bag for your girlfriend who's living on the street too?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there's socks too. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
The Manna Homeless Society doesn't judge why or how people find themselves needing help. Their only mission is to offer whatever assistance they can to their fellow human beings. Robin explains how the society tries to support the less fortunate.
We're kind of the 911 of Oceanside area. So if somebody needs immediate care, it's like a fire. We're kind of there to kind of put it out. We kind of meet them in their element and don't, require identification. That's all stuff that we got put to give away. Tubes, gloves, scarves, socks, underwear, coats, sleeping bags, tents, anything, you name it, to survive in the elements. And then we'll use a small van during the week because we don't see as many people and they're spread out. And then we have the community care mobile, which offers all sorts of ladies' personals to foot care, kits, to first aid kits, education pamphlets, all that type of thing to do with health.
While Canada is rated among the UN's top 10 best countries to live, how would we fare if the rankings were based on how well we take care of our fellow Canadians in need? In this next story, we see that having a roof over one's head is not the only thing necessary for health and well-being.
Hello, anybody home? It's Robin. Anybody home?
Yeah, come in, but be careful.
Why?
My brother fell through the floor here, so it's really
Okay.
bad.
So if I stay on these boards, I'm
Yeah,
okay?
you'll be okay.
Phew, it's ever cold in here.
I don't have any firewood right now.
I understand that
I
it's
don't
not
have any.
safe to burn anything anyway.
Yeah, and I don't have any hot or cold water. The pump broke. Because I don't have any water, I have to use rainwater to flush the toilet.
You come out here, these tubs fill up with water, you boil it.
I drink it whether it's boiled or not.
Use it for cooking
Yeah, use that for bathing and the toilet.
and the toilet.
I've got electricity, that's one thing that God provided for me.
So that's where you're sleeping, eh?
Yeah.
You got no appliances, no fridge, no stove. Okay, it looks like the ceiling's starting to collapse in here. The smell of mold in this room where you sleep is just horrendous. I can hardly breathe. It's not a very safe house. That you've been broken into a number of times,
Yes.
even when you're sleeping, is that right?
Yeah. Some kids up the road came in and threw rocks through my windows, broke my TV. The cat that I had for 15 years disappeared that day, and I think they have something to do with that. But I'm not moving from here. The government gives me $229 a month.
I'm here today to bring you some food. You just go ahead and help yourself.
Well, right
and-
on, thank you. Let's have a little prayer before we take it out of the trunk.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Lord, that there are people out there that care, because if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be. Either dead or in the hospital or in jail. And it breaks my heart that there's a lot of people out here like me. Thank you very much, Robin. I really appreciate it.
Despite the fact that our society does not meet all of the needs of those requiring assistance, the model that the Manna Homeless Society offers would not be possible without the support of the people of Oceanside.
The biggest part has been the community coming forward and assisting us and keeping us out there. Individuals have helped us incredibly. A fella came to me and he wanted to offer shoes. And shoes are a big thing. Your feet you want to be covered. And now he's handing out shoes in the area. And not only that, he goes all over the island. The bicycle program has been very successful. We've given out hundreds of bicycles. They've changed a lot of people's lives. They can get to appointments, they can compete for jobs, do their shopping. It's a great form of transportation in our type of setting.
These are only a couple of examples of the many ways in which the Oceanside community has been instrumental to Manna's success. Yet with each step forward, the demand for support keeps growing, whether it be food, clothing, medical supplies, or bicycles. And the number of people who come to Manna seeking assistance seems to grow week by week. According to Robin, until we can provide affordable housing to all the residents of Oceanside, those like the fellow in this next predicament will continue to struggle.
Hello. My name is Robin. I'm just bringing some food. I understand you need food. Are you alone?
Yeah, I'm just cold. You don't want to get too close. I might have a cold.
There's no heat in here. No heat, no water, no toilet. What is this building?
It's an abandoned garage.
Why are you sleeping in here?
That's the only place I could find shelter.
How did you find this place? It's right downtown in Parksville.
Oh, I noticed no lights and it said no trespassing on all the fences, and so it was -10 and it was too cold to be outside, so I just found a little kind of homey for a homeless.
So this is your home?
Yeah. My income is like $300 a month, and I can't seem to come up with enough money to rent anywhere. And I've went to the SOS, and they gave me a little bag of food and can't help me with the shelter. So I went to see health ministry for
mental health,
and
and
they couldn't help me.
Why couldn't they help you?
Because I had already a little place that said I was staying in the garage, and
even though they knew that it wasn't your place?
Yeah. So I had to go to the doctor and get a note from the doctor saying I need some counseling to go see the medical health. And I went back to the medical health, and they wouldn't help me the second time either. They had a spare room at the on Hearst, and they wouldn't let me use the room for a couple of nights while it was -10 here. And I just didn't know where to go, and I kept trying family services, and they can't help me. I just didn't know where to go, and here I am.
I don't have the answer. I truly don't.
That's what everybody tells me.
But what I do have is I have some food out in the car. Would you be willing to accept some?
I would love, appreciate
okay,
help
well,
in hand.
Let's go out there and we'll get you some food.
Oh, that would be great.
I want you to help yourself.
No young person sets out with a goal to live in poverty when they are older. And yet so many in Oceanside find themselves wondering where their next meal will come from or how they will survive another winter. Looking the other way or pretending they don't exist does not honor these human beings who are suffering, nor does it make them disappear. The Manna Homeless Society endeavors to treat each person with dignity, regardless of their circumstances, by offering whatever they can.
The future for us is we'll always be on the road, we'll always be the 911 of the street, and we'll always make it so we can reach people. And that's where we're going to stay. If we need more assistance, it'll be with vehicles or whatever. Or we might, somebody out there might have a food truck. You never know. And the next thing, somebody donates us a food truck, and we're offering hot meals. You don't know. You don't know. And so we'll leave it up to the community.
The Manna Homeless Society is a grassroots organization that works shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand with the people of the Oceanside community, both with those who give and those who receive. Regardless of which side you find yourself on, we are happy that our paths have crossed.